Hej! Välkommen tillbaka till en ny video. To all of you that are speaking Swedish, you probably know what I said right there, but to those of you speaking English, you're gonna have to figure that out. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about something that can take your drone footage and any other footage for that matter to the next level and make it look so much better than the shot originally was looking. So a while back, I was over in Finland and met up with my buddy Teppo, and we had a really good time. We flew our drones, recorded some really fun vlogs, and it was just a really good time. The downside with the drone shots though that I got was that I shot them during midday, so the sunlight was super harsh and I couldn't really expose for the shadows and highlights, and I really would have loved to have the golden hour feeling to the shots when Teppo was rowing the boat. But then I jumped into the editing process and I found this really neat thing that I could do with the plugin M-Flare 2. So I take the shot that I want to have and then I cut it down to make sure that I have like the perfect length to it and that we don't have any weird jitters in the drone shot. But as you can see in this shot, like the sky is blown out and the shadows are like having all the detail, but we can't have the best of both worlds because the sun was super bright. So if I add a slight bit of color correction to this using Color Finale Pro, then you can see that we can make the shot look a little bit better. We're gonna drag down the midtones and then we're gonna just adjust the highlights a little bit and drag down the shadows, and then we're gonna choose the color wheels and then I'm gonna add in a little bit of warmth into the gamma. Oi. And then we're gonna increase the saturation of the gamma as well. And looking back at the shot before and after, you can see that it looks way better right now than it did before, but we're still not having that like over the top good look that I want to have. So I'm going to choose the plugin M-Flare 2 and then I'm going to scroll down to Warm Studio Light and then I'm going to drag this onto the clip, and as you can see we have this like bright spot right here that doesn't look anything like a sun. If you play this back, it's gonna look like, oh, you put a lens flare in the middle of the forest and it looks like shite. But we're gonna adjust that. So we're gonna head back to the beginning and then we're gonna choose something that is in the frame during the entire length of the clip that we're having. So as you can see right here, we're gonna shorten it down. This tree right here is in the shot during the entire length of the clip that we have. So we're gonna go back to the beginning and we're gonna align the sun flare to that, and then we're gonna go down and hit tracker, and then we're gonna choose the area that we want to track, and then we're gonna hit track and let the computer do its magic. Just wait, it's gonna look so good. Splendido, eh? As they say in Italian. And when the computer has done its magic and we play it back, you can see that we have a really nice sun flare coming in from the top of the trees, and it also gives us this really nice aberration right here. But it doesn't look that good just yet. So we're gonna turn on the effects of Color Finale and you can see that it looks a little bit better. And we're gonna jump in to the effects panel and gonna choose Warm Studio Light. And we're gonna choose 3 colors on the mode, and we're gonna drag this to, let's see, a little bit of orange. Yes, let's see, orange, and I'm gonna go down to post effects. We're gonna increase the saturation, and playing this back, ooh, it looks good. The cool thing is now that we can control where we want this like lens flare to be, and I kind of want to have it somewhere either here in this corner or here in this corner, because I think that if we have it here, it comes into frame. It looks so good. And I kind of want to adjust the colors a little bit more towards the orange, so somewhere around here. And then we're going to increase the brightness of it slightly. We're going to go down to the advanced and choose generate alpha off. I'm actually going to increase the saturation a little bit more on this so that it gets a little bit like over the top with it, but I think it looks good. And then we're going to drag the global size up and the brightness a little bit down, and playing this back. Ooh, that is a good shot, isn't it? Oi, oi, oi. And the cool thing is that you can do this on any shot that you have that you want to add this like golden hour vibe to without even having a sun flare in the shot. And just to show you, I got this really cool clip from Switzerland when I'm walking like up into the forest standing on a tiny cliff. And this was shot in 50 FPS, so I'm gonna start with slowing this clip down to 50%. And playing this back, it looks pretty good, pretty dull, because we don't have any sun flare coming through the trees, even though you can see the sun slightly in the shot right here. So what I want to do is that I'm going to choose the warm studio light, drag it onto the clip, and I'm going to see a part that is visible in the frame the entire time up until this point. And that is going to be this tree right here. So I'm just going to drag the lens flare to here, and I'm going to start from the beginning of the clip, and then I'm going to choose tracker, and we're going to mark the entire part that we want to track, and I'm going to hit track. And once the computer has done its magic and tracked the entire length of the clip, then we play it back. You can see that the like sun flare is on the same spot during the entire length of the clip, which is pretty cool. If you want to make this a little bit more live, then you can also go down to animation, and then you can choose flicker and choose slight speed onto it. And since it's behind the trees, it's going to give us a slight flicker to the shot when you play it back. Like, you can do as subtle as you want or as much as you want, but there's a bunch of different settings that you can play around with. Once again, I'm gonna go to mode, I'm gonna choose single, and I'm gonna drag down towards the orange, somewhere around here, and we're gonna go down to post effects, increase the saturation a little bit over the top, somewhere around here. We're gonna increase the global size, but reduce the brightness. And the cool thing is that when you have tracked where you want the like flare to be, then you can adjust it in the clip, but tracking is still gonna be there, so you can like move it around the entirety of the scene that you have and try different places and see where it actually looks the best in the shot. But I'm thinking that somewhere around here looks probably the best, coming through the trees. And when I'm done with that, I just want to add the color grading in Color Finale as well. So we're going to drag down Color Finale Pro, add it on to the clip, do some slight adjustments to it. So here's the before, and here's the after. I've personally used this plugin for a whole lot of my videos without a lot of you probably even noticing, and I think it's one of the best plugins that I bought for Final Cut Pro ever, because it gives you so much versatility to change a shot from being shot midday to look like it's actually shot during golden hour. And that for me is something that I value a whole lot. So I really hope that you liked this video and found this tip to be useful, and if you did, please do give it a thumbs up, because that would be highly appreciated. And if you enjoyed this video, it's also appreciated if you subscribe and all of that. And now I'm gonna say Peter from Sverige, Göteborg, Svearike, Västergötland och Kollåda. Ha det gött, hej!